stays me here at home unkept. For call ye that keeping of a gentleman of my birth that differs not from the stalling of an ox? His horses are bred better. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam. Thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing, sir. I am not taught to make anything.
Are you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I am helping you to mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness. Shall I keep your hogs and eat the husks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should come to such penury?
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, very well. Here, in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
Aye. Better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my elder brother, and in the general condition of blood, you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better in that you are eldest. But the same tradition takes not away my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us, I have as much of my father in me as you.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother. You are too young in this.
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain! I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begat villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not remove this hand from thy throat till this other had plucked out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Sweet masters, be patient for your father's remembrance. Be at accord.
Let me go, I say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have trained me like a peasant, hiding and obscuring from me all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercise as may become a gentleman. Or give me the poor lottery our father left me by testament. With that, I'll go and buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent? We'll get you in. I'll not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you, leave me.
I no further offend you than becomes me for my own good.
I'll get you with him, you old dog.
Oh, dog, is old dog my reward? Most true. I've lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master. He would not have spoke such a word.
That even so. Begin you to grow upon me? I will physic your rankness and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither. Holla, Dennis!
Calls, your worship.
Was not Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door and importunes access to you.
Call him in. It will be a good way. Tomorrow, the wrestling is.
Tomorrow, to your worship.
Good Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There is no new news at the court, sir, but the old news. That is that the Duke is banished by his younger brother, the new Duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him, whose lands and revenues enrich the new Duke, and therefore he gives them good leave to wander.
You tell Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, to be banished with her father?
Oh no, for the Duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, ever being from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her exile or have died to stay behind her. She is at the court and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter, and never 2 ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and a many merry men with him. And there they live like the old Robin Hood of England. They say many young gentlemen flock to him every day and fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the Golden World.
Do you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry I do, sir, and I've come hither to acquaint you with a matter. I'm given secretly to understand that your younger brother Orlando has the disposition to come in against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and I'd be loath to foil him, as I must for my own honor, if he come in. Therefore, out of my love to you, I come hither to acquaint you with all that either you might stead him from his intentment, or brook such disgrace as he shall run into, in that it is a thing of his own search, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had word of my brother's purpose herein, and have by underhand means tried to dissuade him from it. But he is resolute. I tell you, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore, use thy discretion, Charles. Had his leaf doth break his neck as his finger. And thou art best to look to it, for if thou doth him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself on thee, he will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee with some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, Charles, even with tears I speak it, there is not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him. But should I anatomize him to thee as he is, I must blush and weep, and thou must look pale and wonder.
I'm heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I will give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more. And so, God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now will I serve this gamester. I hope to see an end to him, for my soul, again I know not why, hates nothing more than he. And yet, he's gentle, never schooled and yet learned, full of noble device, of all sorts enchantingly beloved, and indeed, in the heart of the world, and especially of my own people, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be long. This wrestler will clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my coz, be merry.
I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier, unless you could teach me to forget a banished father. You must not learn me to remember any extraordinary pleasures.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke, my father, so thou hadst been still with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have, and truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will. And when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, cuz, and devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee do, to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport, neither than with safety of a pure flesh thou mayest in honor come off again. How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honor, but I was fit to come for you.
Where learned you that oath, fool?
Of a certain knight who swore by his honor that the pancakes were not and the mustard was good. Now I'll stand to it. The pancakes were not and the mustard was good. And yet was not the knight forsworn.
How prove you that, in your great heap of knowledge?
I marry, now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now. Stroke your chins and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any.
You will be whipped for taxation one of these days.
More pity that fools may not speak wisely, but wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, thou speakest true. For since the little wit that fools have is silenced, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Oh, here comes Monsieur Lebeau.
With his mouthful of news.
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost sight of.
Yet, tell us the manner of this wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it please your ladyships, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do. And here, where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning, that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons.
I can match this beginning with an old tale.
3 proper young men of excellent growth and presence. The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles in a moment threw him and broke 3 of his ribs. So he served the 2nd, and so the 3rd. Yonder they lie. The poor old man, their father, making such pitiful dole over them that all the beholders take his part with weeping.
Alas,
But what is this sport, monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Why, this that I speak of.
Us men may grow wiser every day. This is the first time that ever I heard breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Nor I promise thee.
but is there any else longs to see the broken music in his sides? Is there yet another dotes upon rib breaking? Shall we see the wrestling, cousin?
You must, if you stay here, for here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder, sure, they are coming. Let us now stay and see it.
Come on, since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril in his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam.
Alas, but he is too young. But he looks successfully.
How now, daughter and cousin? Are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it. I can tell you, there is such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Monsieur Lebeau.
Do so. I'll not be by.
Monsieur the Challenger, the princess calls for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is but the general challenger. I come but in, as others do, to try him with the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. You've seen cruel proof of this man's strength. We pray you, for your own sake, to embrace your safety and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir, your reputation will not therefore be misprized. We'll make it our suit to the Duke, that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent young ladies anything. But let your gentle wishes and fair eyes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is but one shamed that was never gracious. If killed, but one willing, but one dead that is willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world, no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in the world I fill up a place, maybe better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I wouldn't wear with you.
And mine to eke out hers.
Fare you well. Pray heaven I be deceived in you.
May your heart's desires be with you.
Come, where is this young gallant who is so desirous to lie with his mother?
Ready, sir. His will hath in it a more modest working.
You shall try but one fall.
No, I warrant your grace. You shall not entreat him to a second, which has so persuaded him from a first.
You mean to mock me after. You should not have mocked me before, but come your ways.
Oh, Jupiter, be thy speed, young man.
Why would I were invisible to catch the strong fellow by the leg?
Oh, excellent, young man.
No more! No more!
Yes, I beseech your grace. I'm not yet well breathed.
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege. The youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
I would thou hast been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou shouldst have better pleased me with this deed, hadst thou descended from another house. But fare thee well, thou art a gallant youth. I would, thou hast told me of another father.
Were I my father, cuz, would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not trade that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
But my father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have given him tears unto entreaties, ere he should thus have ventured.
Gentle cousin, let us go and thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Sir, you have well deserved. If you do, keep your promises in love as justly as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me, one out of suits with fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks means. Shall we go, cuz?
Aye. Fare you well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say thank you? My better parts are all thrown down. That which stands here up is but a quintain, a mere lifeless block.
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortunes. Oh, ask him what he will. Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, Kais?
Have with you. Fare you well.
What passion cities waits upon my tongue. I cannot speak in at your conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown. Or Charles, or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place, albeit you've deserved high, high commendation, true applause, and love, but such is now the Duke's condition that he misconstrues all that you have done.
Thank you, sir. Pray, tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of the Duke that was here at the wrestling?
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners. But yet, indeed, the shorter is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, and here detained by her usurping uncle to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late, the Duke hath taken displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that the people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. And on my life, his malice against the lady will suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bounden to you. Fare you well. Thus must I from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duke unto a tyrant brother. But heavenly Rosalind!
My cousin. Why, Rosalind. Cupid have mercy. Not a word.
Not one to throw at a dog.
But is all this for your father?
No, some of it is for my child's father. Oh, how full of briars is this working day world.
Come, come, wrestle with thy affections.
Oh, they'd take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Oh, a big wish upon you. You will try in time, in despite of fall. Oh, but turning these jests out of service, let us talk in good earnest. Is it possible, on such a sudden, you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly, yet I hate not Orlando.
No, faith, hate him not for my sake.
Why not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that. And you love him too, because I do. Look, here comes the Duke.
His eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste, and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin. Within these 10 days, if that thou beest found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace. Let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. Never before in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. Let it suffice that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or, if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
I am Celia. We stayed her for your sake. Else had she with her father ranged along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. Your pleasure and your own remorse. I did not then value her, but now I know her. If she be a traitor, why then so am I. Still we have slept together, rose at an instant, learned at play together, and wheresoever we went, like Juno's swans, still we went coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee, and her smoothness Her very silence and her patience speaks to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool. She robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt show more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
Thou art a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time upon mine honor and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind! Whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee, be truthful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love which teaches thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir. Therefore, devise with me how we may fly, whither to go, and what to bear with us. And do not take your charge upon yourself, to bear your griefs yourself and leave me out. For by this heaven, now at our sorrows pale, say what thou canst, I'll go along with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
Seek my uncle, in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger would it be to us, maids as we are, to go forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber, smirch my face the like to you, so we may pass along and never stir assailants.
Were it not better, because that I am more than common tall, that I did suit me all points like a man, a gallant curtle axe upon my thigh, a boar spear in my hand, and in my heart lie there what hidden woman's fear there will. We'll have a swashing and a martial outside, as many other mannish cowards have that do outface it with their semblances.
But what will I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Jove's own page, so look you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something that hath reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
But cousin, what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool from your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travels?
He'll go along over the wide world for me. Leave me alone to woo him. Let's away and gather our jewels and wealth together, devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us from pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now we go together to liberty and not to banishment.
Come. My co-mates and brothers in exile, is not this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here feel we but the penalty of Adam. The season's difference is the icy fang of the churlish chiding winter's wind, which, when it bites and blows upon my body, even though I shrink with cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are but counselors who feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity. And this our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stone, and good in everything. I would not change it.
Happy is your grace, who can so translate the stubbornness of fortune in so quiet and so sweet a style.
Shall we go and kill some venison?
Yes, I.
What shall he have that killed the deer?
What shall he have that killed the deer?
What shall he have that killed the
His
deer?
leather skin and horns to wear.
His leather skins and horns to wear. His leather skins and horns to wear. Then sing him home. Then sing him home.
Give thou store
To wear the horn, to wear the horn. It was a crest ere thou wast born, ere thou wast born. Thy father's father wore it,
and thy father bore it.
the horn, the horn, the lusty, lusty horn is not a thing to laugh to scorn. Ah, still it irks me. These poor, dazzled fools, being native burghers to this desert city, have in their own confines, with forked heads, their round haunches gore.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jacques grieves at that, and in that kind says that you do more usurp than doth your brother who banished you. I stole behind him this day, lying beneath an oak tree, whose antique root peeps out along the brook that brawls along this wood, to the which place a poor sequestered stag had come, that from the hunter's aim had taken hurt, come to breathe his last.
But said Jacques, did he not moralize this spectacle?
Aye, unto 1,000 similes.
And you left him in this consideration?
Yes, weeping and commenting upon the dying deer.
Show me the place. I love to cope him in these sudden fits, for then he is full of matter.
I'll lead you to him straight.
Can it be possible that no man saw them? It cannot be. Some villains of my court are consent and sufferance in this.
I cannot hear of any that did see her. The ladies, her attendants on the chamber, saw her abed, and in the morning early they found her bed untreasured of their mistress.
My lord, the Roynish clown at whom so oft your grace was wont to laugh is also missing. Hesperia, the princess's gentlewoman, confesses that she secretly overheard your daughter and her cousin much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sinewy Charles. And she believes, wherever they are gone, that youth is surely in their company.
Send you his brother. Fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring his brother to me. I'll make him find him. Do this suddenly, and let not search and inquisition quail to bring again these foolish runaways.
Who's there?
What, my young master? Oh, you sweet and gentle master. Oh, you memory of old Sir Roland. Why, what makes you here? Why are you so virtuous?
Don't know.
And why do people love you? And wherefore are you gentle, strong, and valiant? Why would you be so fond to overcome the bonny pleasure of the humorous duke? Your praises has come too swiftly home before you. Know you not, master, that some kind of men, their graces serve them as enemies. No more do yours. Your virtues, master, are sanctified and holy traitors to you. Oh, what a world this is, when what is comely envenoms him that bears it.
Why, Adam, what's the matter?
Oh, well, come not here, oh unhappy youth. Within these doors, within this roof, the enemy of all your graces lives. Your brother, has heard your praises, and this night he means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. If he fail at that, he will have other means to cut you off. I overheard him and his practices. This is no place. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it. Fear it. Do not enter it.
Why, whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
What? And wouldst thou have me go beg my food? Or with some base and boisterous sword enforce a thievish living on the common road? I will rather subject me to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
Be not so. I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire. I saved under your father, which I did store. Be my foster nurse. When in service, my old limbs lie lame, and unregarded age in corners thrown. Be comfort in my age. Here is the gold. All this I give you. Let me be your servant. Though I look old, yet I am strong and lusty. For in my youth never did I apply hot and rebellious liquors in my blood, nor did I with unbashful forehead woo the means of weakness and debility. Therefore, my age is as a lusty winter, frosty, but kindly. Let me go with you. I'll do the service of a younger man in all your necessities and business.
Oh, Adam, how well in thee appears the constant service of the antique world, where men sweat for duty and not for meed. Thou art not the fashion of these times, where none will sweat but for promotion. Come thy ways. We'll range along together, and ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled, low content.
Go on, master. I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. From 17 years now to almost 80. Here lived I, but now live here no more. At 17 years, many their fortunes seek, but at 80, it's too late a week. And fortune cannot recompense me better than to die well and not my master's debtor.
Oh, Jupiter, how weary are my spirits.
Count for my spirits if my legs were not weary.
I could find in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel and to cry like a woman. But I must comfort the weaker vessel as doublet and hose ought to show itself courageous to petticoat. Therefore, courage, sweet Aliena.
I pray you, bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I'd rather bear with you than bear you. Yeah, I should bear no cross if I did bear you, for I think you have no money in your purse.
I'd be so good, Touchstone. Look you, who comes here? A young man and an old in solemn talk.
Did you really hear them coming?
I thought I heard something. Alas,
What kind of man?
an old man, perhaps?
How old do you think?
Rather.
Oh yes, he looks awfully old.
5 and 30 at
He's
least.
hardly walking.
And that is why she may scorn you still.
Corin, that thou knowest how I do love her?
I partly guessed. I loved ever now.
No, Corin, being old, thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou were as true a lover as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like unto mine, which I think did never man love so, how many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn into by thy fancy?
Into 1,000. All forgotten.
Then thou hast never loved so heartily. If thou rememberest not the slightest folly that love did ever draw thee into, thou hast not loved. Or, if thou hast not sat as I do now, wearing thy here in thy mistress's praise, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broken from company, abruptly, as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Phoebe, Phoebe, Phoebe!
Alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, when I have by hard adventure found mine own.
And I mine. We the true lovers run into strange cases. As all is mortal in nature, so is all nature in love, mortal in folly.
Thou speakst wiser than thou art ware of.
Nay, I shall ne'er be ware of mine own wit till I break my shins against it.
Oh, Jove, Jove, this shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
And mine, but it grows something stale with me.
I pray you, one of you question yon man if he for gold will give us any food. I faint almost to death.
Hollow, you clown!
He's full, he's not thy kinsman.
Who calls? Your betters, sir.
He ever the wretched.
Peace, I say.
Good even to you, friend.
Well, good evening to you, and to all of you.
I pray thee, if gold or love can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. He is a young maid with trouble much oppressed, and faints for succor.
Do I go ahead of you, or do you get...
Truly, I pity her, and I wish for her sake, as much as mine, that my fortunes could find some relief for her. But I am the shepherd to another man. I don't shear the fleece that I graze, and my master is of a churlish disposition, and little recks to find the way to heaven by doing deeds of hospitality. Besides, the coat, the flocks, the bounds of feed are all for sale. And the sheepcoat now, by reason of his absence, if you come, you will find nothing to feed upon. But such as it is, come see, and by my word, welcome you will be.
What is he that shall buy the pasture and the flock?
Well, assuredly, it must be sold. And if you like upon the report, the soil, the profit, this type of life, I will your faithful feeder be. And you buy it with your gold right suddenly.
Go, I believe. Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me and tune his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat, unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come, he shall he see no enemy, no enemy, no enemy. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather. More, I prithee, more. It would only make you melancholy, Monsieur Jacques.
I think it. More, I prithee, more. I can suck melancholy out of a song as a weasel sucks eggs. More, I prithee, more.
My voice goes ragged, and I know I could never please you.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire you to sing, and you that will not hold your tongues.
All right, I'll finish the song. Sirs, cover you the while. The Duke will drink under this tree this afternoon. He hath been all this day to look for you.
and I have been all this day to avoid him. He is too disputable for my company. I think of as many matters as he does, but I give heaven thanks, make no boast of them. Come, Warble, come.
Who doth ambition shun and loves to live in the sun, seeking the food he eats, well pleased with what he gets, well pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come here shall he see no enemy, here shall he see no enemy, here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
Dear master, I can go no farther. Oh, I die for food. Here lie I down and measure out my grave. Farewell, sweet master.
Adam! Adam, why, how now, Adam? No greater heart in thee. Live a little, cheer thyself a little, comfort a little. Hold death a while at the arm's end. I will be with thee presently. If I bring thee not something to eat, I give thee leave to die. Thou lookest cheerily, and I'll be with thee presently. Yet, thou liest in a bleak air. Come, I'll bear thee to some shelter. And thou shalt not die for food if there anything live in this desert. Cheerly, good Adam!
I think he be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find the man.
My lord, he has even now gone hence. Here was he merry, hearing of a song.
If he come back to jars grow music, we shall have shortly discord in the spears. Go seek him out, tell him I would speak with him.
Ah, he saves my labor by his own approach.
Oh, how now, monsieur? What a life is this that your poor friends must woo your company? But you look merry.
A fool. A fool. I've been a fool in the forest. A motley fool. Oh, miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool who laid him down and basked him in the sun and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms, in good set terms. And yet, motley fool. Good morrow, fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he. Call me not fool till heaven has sent me fortune. And then he drew a dial out of his poke, and looking on it with lackluster eye, said very wisely, "'Tis 10 o'clock. Thus we may see, quoth he, how the world wags. 'Tis but an hour ago since it was 9, and in 1 hour more 'twill be 11. And so from hour to hour we ripe and ripe, and then from hour to hour we rot and rot, and thereby hangs a tale." When I did hear the motley fool thus moral on the time, my lungs began to crow like chanticleer. The fool should be so deep contemplative. And I did laugh sans intermission an hour by his dial. Oh, noble fool, the worthy fool. Motley's the only wear.
What fool is this?
Oh, worthy fool. One that hath been a courtier, who says, if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as the remainder biscuit after a voyage, he hath strange places crammed with observation, the which he vents in mangled forms. That I were a fool. I'm ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
It is my only suit. Think me not wise. I must have liberty withal, as large a charter as the wind to blow on whom I please, for so fools have. And they that are most galled with my folly, they most must laugh. Give me the leave, my lord, to speak my mind, and I will through and through cleanse the foul body of the infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine.
I am thee, I know what thou wouldst do.
What will I do? For charter would I do but good?
Most mischievous, foul sin and chiding sin, for thou hast been a libertine, as sensual as the brutish sting itself. And you, amidst free foot, have caught embossed sores and headed evils, and you would go and disgorge upon the general world.
Who comes here?
Forbear, and eat no more.
I've eaten none yet.
Nor shall not, till necessity be served.
Are you thus bold in man by your distress, or perhaps a rude dispenser of good manners? As though incivility seems so empty.
You touched my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress hath taken from me the show of smooth civility. Yet I am inland bred, and know some nurture. But forbear, I say! He dies that touches any of this fruit till I and mine affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered with reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food, and let me have it.
Sit down and be welcome at our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you. I thought that all things had been savage here, and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandments. But whatever you are, that in this desert inaccessible, under the shade of melancholy boughs, lose and neglect the creeping hours of times. If ever you have looked on better days, if ever sat for holy bell hath knolled to church, ever sat at a good man's feast and know, ever from your eyelids wiped a tear, know what 'tis to pity and be pitied. Let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in the which hope I blush and hide my sword.
True is it that we have seen better days, and we have been with holy bell knolled to church, and sat at good men's feasts, and wiped our eyes of drops which sacred pity hath engendered. Therefore, be gentle in gentleness, and let us by command offer you what you need, for this is here, and you are welcome.
Then, but forbear your food just a little while, whiles like a doe and find my fawn and give it food. There is an old poor man who after me many a weary step lived in pure love, till he be first sufficed, oppressed with two weak evils, age and hunger. I will not touch a bit.
We'll find him out, and we will nothing wait until you return.
I thank you, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest, we are not alone, unhappy. This wide and universal theater provides more woeful pageants than the scenes wherein we played.
All the world's a stage, and all men and women merely players. Have their exits and their entrances. One man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 H's. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then, the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. Then, the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then, the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded, like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. Then, the justice, in fair round belly, with good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. So he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful host well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in the sound. The last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history is second childishness, mere oblivion. Son's teeth, son's eyes, son's taste, son's everything.
Welcome, and set your venerable burden down.
Thank you most for him.
So you had need. I can spare scarce to speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome. Fall to. I will not ask you as of yet of your fortune. But play music and good cousin sing.
Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude, as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so clear, because thou art not seen. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen. Although thy breath be rude, although thy breath be rude, although thy breath be rude. Hey-ho, sing hey-ho, unto the green holly, most friendship is fading, most loving is falling, and hey-ho the holly, this life is most jolly.
If thou were Sir Roland's son, as you have whispered faithfully, you were. And as my eyes see his effigy in you, well, limbed and lining your face, be welcome, sir. I am the Duke, who loves your father. The residue of your fortune, go to my cave and tell me. Good old man, you are right welcome, in as your master. Support him by the arm. Give me your hand, and let me all your fortunes understand.
Find out thy brother, wheresoe'er he is. Seek him out with candor. Bring him, dead or living, within this 12 months. Or turn thou no more to seek a living in our territory. Thy lands, all things thou dost call thine were seizure. Do we seize into our grasp? Till thou canst quit thee by thy brother's mouth of what we think against thee.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this. I never loved my brother a day in my life.
More villain thou. Well, push him out of doors, and let my officers of such a nature make an extent upon his house and lands. Do this expediently, and turn him going.
sphere above. Thy huntress name that my life in full doth sway. Oh, Rosalind! These trees should be my books, and in their barks my thoughts will character, that every eye which in this forest looks shall see thy virtues witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, the unexpressive, she.
And how like you, the shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
Truly, in respect of itself, it is a good life. In respect that it is a shepherd's life, it is not. As it is solitary, I like it very well. But as it is private, it is a very vile life. Now, as it is in the fields, it pleases me well. But as it is not in the court, it is tedious. As it is a spare life, look you, it fits my humour well. But as there is no more plenty in it, it goes much against my stomach. Hast any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
No more than I know that the sicker one is, the worse at ease he is. That one who wants money, means, and content will lose 3 good friends. That the property of rain is to wet, and fire to burn, and good pasture makes fat sheep, and the main cause of night is the lack of sun. And he that little learns wit by nature or art may blame good breeding and have dull kindred.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Was ever in court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Truly? Then thou art damned.
Nay, I hope not.
Truly, thou art damned, like an ill-roasted egg all on one side.
For not serving on the court? Well, sir, your reason.
Why, if thou never wast at court, thou never sawest good manners. And if thou never sawest good manners, then thy manners must be wicked. Wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Thou art in a parlous state, shepherd.
Your courtly wit is too much for me. I rest.
Wilt thou rest damned? God help thee, shallow man. God make incision in thee. Thou art wrong.
Sir, I am a true laborer. I earn what I eat. I get what I wear. Oh, no man hate, it be no man's merriment. I look to see good in another man's good, and don't mind my own harm. And my greatest pride is watching my ewes graze and my lambs suck.
That is another simple sin in you. Bring the ewes and the rams together, and to offer to get your living by the copulation of cattle? Thou beest not damned for this, the devil himself will have no shepherds. I cannot see else how thou shouldst escape.
Here comes Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to western end, though jeweled, is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind, through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest, lined, are but black to Rosalind. Let no face be kept in mind but the fair of Rosalind.
This is the very false gallop of verses. I'll rhyme you so our ears together.
Out, fool!
For a taste. If a heart do lack a hind, let him seek out Rosalind. If the cat will after kind, so be sure will Rosalind. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosalind. They that reap must sheep and bind, then to cart with Rosalind. Sweetest nut, sourest rind, such a nut as Rosalind. He that sweetest rose will find, must find love's and Rosalind. This is the very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool! I found them on a tree.
Truly? The tree yields bad fruit.
The forest judge.
Peace, I say. Look, here comes my sister. Stand aside.
Why should this a desert be? For it is unpeopled? No. Tongues I'll hang on every tree. Thus Rosalind, of many parts, by heavenly synod was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touches dearest prized. Heaven would that she these gifts should have, and I to live and die her slave. How now?
O most gentle Jupiter, what tedious homily of love have you wearied your parishioners withal, and never cried, have patience, good people.
Back, friends. Good shepherd, go off a little. Go with him, Sirrah.
Come, shepherd, let us bid an honorable retreat, though not with baggage, but with script and scrimmage.
So, didst thou hear these verses?
Oh, I've heard them all, and more too, for some of them had in them more feet than the verses could bear.
But didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon the trees? Trow you who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain you once wore about his neck. Change you color?
I prithee, who?
Is it possible?
Nay, I prithee now with most petitionary vehemence tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, 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 and yet again wonderful, and out of all whooping!
Good, my complexion. Dost thou think because I am comparison like a man, I have a doublet and hose in my disposition? I pray thee, take the cork out of thy mouth that I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly?
Is he of God's making? What manner of man? Is his head worth a hat or his
Chin worth a beard.
Nay, he hath but a little beard. It is young Orlando that tripped up the wrestler's heels and your heart, both in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak, sad brow and true maid.
Faith, cuz, 'tis he. Orlando.
Alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when thou sawest him? What said he? How looked he? Wherein went he? What makes he here? Did he ask for me? Where remains he? How parted he with thee? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
Yeah, you must borrow me gargantua's mouth. 'Tis a word too great for any mouth of this age's size. To say I and no to these particulars is more than to answer in a catechism.
But doth he know I am in this forest and in man's apparel? Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled?
'Tis as easy to count atomies as it is to resolve the propositions of a lover, but take a taste of my finding him, and relish it with good observance. I found him under a tree, like a dropped acorn.
It may well be called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
Proceed.
There he lay, stretched along like a wounded knight.
Though it be pity to see such a sight, it well becomes the ground.
Cry hollow to thy tongue, it curvets unseasonably. He was furnished, hunter.
Oh, ominous, he comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song, thou bringest me out of tune.
You not know, I am a woman when I think I must speak. Sweet, say on.
You bring me out. So, is he not here?
'Tis he. Slink by and note him.
I thank you for your company, but in good faith, I would as lief have been myself alone.
And so had I, and yet for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
Goodbye, you. Let us meet as little as we can.
I do desire we become better strangers.
I pray you mar no more trees by writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes,
I
just.
do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What statue is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You are full of pretty answers. You have a nimble wit. Will you sit down with me, and we two will rail against our mistress the world and all our miseries.
I will chide no breather but against myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault that you have is that you're in love.
'Tis not a fault I will trade for your best virtue. I am weary of you.
By my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook. Look but in, and you shall see him.
I shall see mine own figure.
Which I take to be either a fool or a cipher.
I will tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
And I'm glad of your departure. Adieu, Monsieur Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit, play the knave with him. Do you hear, Forester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray thee, what is it o'clock?
You should ask what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else sighing every minute, or groaning every hour, could detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With the shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of this forest, like fringe upon petticoat.
Are you native of this place?
As the coney you see dwell where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than one could purchase in so removed a dwelling.
I have been told so of many, but indeed, an old religious uncle of mine told me to speak who was, in his youth, an inland man.
One that knew courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God that I am not a woman.
To be touched with so many giddy offences as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Do you recall any of the principal evils he laid to the charge of women?
There were none principal. They were all like one another as halfpence are, each fault seeming monstrous till his fellow fault came to match it.
I prithee, recount some of them.
No, I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man haunts our forest by carving Rosaline on our young plants, hangs odes upon hawthorns, elegies on brambles, all, forsooth, deifying the name of Rosaline. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaped. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
There is none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are not a prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. A beard neglected, which you have not. But I'll pardon you for that. You are rather point device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself than seeming the lover of another.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it. But in good sea, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees in which Rosaline is so admired?
I swear to thee, youth, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am he, that unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and deserves as well a dark house and a wit
As madmen do.
And the only reason they are not so punished and cured
Is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one. And in this manner, he was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to woo me, at which time would I, being but a mannish youth. But grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing, liking, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, for every passion something, and for no passion, truly anything, and as boys and women are for the most part cattle of this color, would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, then weep for him, then spit at him, that I drave my suitor from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the world and to live in a nook, merely monastic. And thus I cured him. And this way will I take upon myself to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall not be one drop of love in it.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you.
If you would but call me Rosalind and come to my court every day and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. Show me where it is.
Come with me to it, and I'll show it you. And by the way, you should tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind.
Come, sister, will you go?
Come apace, Audrey. I will fetch up your goats, Audrey. And how, Audrey? Am I the man yet? Doth my simple feature content you?
Your features? Lord warrant us. What features?
I am here with thee and thy goats, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the gods. Surely I would the gods had made thee poetical.
Poetical? I don't know what this poetical is. Is it honest in word and deed? Is it a true thing?
No, truly. For the truest poetry is the most famed, and lovers are given to poetry. And what they swear in poetry may well be said as lovers they do feign.
Are you saying then the Jewish gods have made me poetical?
I do truly, for thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope that is feigned.
Would you not have me honest?
No, unless thou wert not favored. For honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey as sauce for sugar.
A material fool.
Well, I am not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to cast away honesty upon a foul slut, but to put good meat into an unclean dish.
I am not a slut, though I thank the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But be that as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end, I have been with Sir Oliver Martin, the vicar of the next village, and he hath promised to meet me here in this place of the forest, and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Will the gods give us joy?
Ah, look, here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver, you are very well met. Will you dispatch us here under this tree? Or shall we go with thee to thy chapel?
Is there none here to give away the woman?
I'll not take her of gift of any man.
If she not be given, the marriage is unlawful.
Proceed, proceed. I will give it.
Ah, master, what you call it? How do you do, sir? You're very well met. I am very glad to see you.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox has his bow, sir, the horse his curve, and the falcon her bells, so man have his desires. And as pigeon's bill, so wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of your breeding, be married like a beggar under a bush? Get you to church and have a good priest that can tell you what marriage is. This fellow will but join you as they join wainscot. Then one of you shall pose shrunk panel, like green timber. What?
I'm not in the mind, sir. But it were better to be married of him than of another, for he is not like to marry me well. And not being well married will be a good excuse for me hereafter to leave my wife.
Come thou with me, and I will counsel thee.
Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married or we must live in Bawdrey.
'Tis no matter. Ever a fantastical knave of them all will thwart me from my calling.
Never talk to me, I will weep.
I prithee do. But have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
But have I not cause to weep?
As good a cause as one would desire, therefore weep.
His very hair is of the dissembling color.
Yes, something browner than Judas's. Mary, his kisses are Judas's own children.
His hair is of a good color.
An excellent color. Chestnut was ever the only color.
But why did he swear he would come this morning and comes he not?
Nay, certainly there is no truth in him.
You think so?
Yes. I think he's not a pick purse nor a horse stealer, but as for his verity in love, I do think him as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten nut.
Not true in love.
Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not in.
But you have heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is as good as the word of a tapster. They are both the confirmer of false reckonings. He attends here on the forest, on the Duke, your father.
I met the Duke yesterday and had much question with him. He asked me of what parentage I was, and I said, just as high as he, so he laughed and let me go.
But what talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando?
Look, who comes here?
Mistress and master, you have to inquire about that shepherd that dismissed the cause of love, and you saw me with him in the tuft, praising the proud and disdainful shepherdess that was his mistress.
Well, and what of him?
If you will see a pageant most truly played, with the pale complexion of true love versus the red glow of scorn and true deceit, go hence. I will conduct you, and you can mark it down.
Oh, come, let us remove. The sight of lovers feedeth those in love.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me, do not. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. The common executioner whose hearteth accustomed sight of death makes hard, falls not the axe upon the humbled neck, but begs first pardon. Will you be sterner than he who lives and dies by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tellest me there is murder in mine eye.
'Tis pretty sure, and very probable, that eyes are the frailest and softest of things, who shut their coward gates on autonomies, should be called tyrants, butcherers, murderers.
Phoebe, if ever, as that ever may be near, you find in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, you shall know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But till that time, come not thou near me, and when that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks, pity me not, as till that time I shall not pity thee.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother that you insult, exalt all at once over the wretched? What, though you have no beauty, must you be therefore so proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look on me so? On my little life, I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No fake, proud mistress. Think not on it. 'Tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your bugle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can entame my spirits to your worship.
You foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her like foggy south,
Puffing like wind and rain. You are 1,000 times a properer man than she, a woman. 'Tis fools such as you that makes the world full of ill-favored children. 'Tis not her glass, but you that flatters her. But mistress, know yourself, down on your knees and thank heaven fasting for a good man's love. For I must tell you, friendly in your year, sell when you can. You are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy, take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So take her to thee, shepherd. Fare you well.
Tensha, good youth, I pray you chide a year together. I'd rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with her foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. If it be so, as fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why do you look on me so?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. Shepherd, play her hard. Come, sister, 12 o'clock.
Dead shepherd, now I find myself might. Whoever loved that looked not at first sight. Knowest thou the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
Not very well, though I have met him oft. And he hath bought thy cottage and thy bounds that the old harlot was once master of.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy. Yet he talks well. Yet what care I for words? Yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. It is a pretty youth. No, not very pretty. But sure he's proud. And yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion. And no sooner than his tongue did make offense, his eye did clean it up. There be some women, Silvius, had they marked him in parcels such as I did, would have gone as near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. And yet, I have more cause to hate him than to love him. What had he to do to chide at me? I shall write to him a very taunting letter. And thou shalt bear it, won't thou, Silius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. Come with me, Silius.
Pretty youth. Let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
I am so. I do love it better than laughing.
Those that are in extremity of either are abominable fellows, and betray themselves to every modern censure, worse than drunkards.
It is good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then, 'tis good to be a host.
I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musician's, which is fantastical, nor the courtier's, which is proud, nor the soldier's, which is ambitious, nor the lawyer's, which is politic, nor the lady's, which is nice, nor the lover's, which is all of these. But it is the melancholy of my nose.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Farewell, Monsieur Traveller. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You, a lover, and you serve me such another trick. Never come in my sight more.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love?
Pardon me, dear Rosalind?
Nay, and you be so tardy. Come no more in my sight. I had as lief be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail?
Aye, of a snail, for though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointer, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
What's that?
Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be beholden to your wives for. But he comes armed in his fortune to prevent the slander of this
to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I protest. I would not have my right Rosalind of this mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand, it would not kill a fly. But come, now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming on disposition. Ask me what you will, I will grant it.
And love me, Rosalind.
Aye, faith will I, Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And wilt thou have me?
Aye, and 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando.
I cannot say the words.
You must begin. Will you, Orlando?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, take to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
Take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I do take thee, Orlando, to be my husband.
There's a girl goes before the priest, and certainly a woman's thought runs before her actions.
So do all thoughts, they are winged.
Now tell me, how long would you have her after you have possessed her?
Forever and a day.
Say a day without the ever. No, Orlando. Men are April when they wed, when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are made when they are made.
But the sky changes at some point.
I will be more jealous of thee than a cock pigeon over his head, more clamorous than a parrot against rain. I will weep for nothing as Diana in the fountain, and I will do that when thou art inclined to be married. I will laugh like a hyena, and that when thou art inclined to sleep.
Will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Or else she would not have the wit to do this. The wiser, the waywarder.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. For these 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I cannot be without you for 2 hours.
By 2 o'clock, I will be with thee again.
Aye, go your ways, go your ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me as much, and I thought no less. That flattering tongue of yours won me. 'Tis but one passed away, and so, come death! 2 o'clock is your hour.
I, my sweet Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good earnest, you break one jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her that you call Rosalind. Therefore, that may be chosen out of the gross band of the unfaithful. Therefore, beware my censure and keep your promise.
With no less religion than if thou wert indeed my Rosalind. So, adieu.
Well, time is the old justice that examines all such offenders, and let time try. Adieu.
You have simply misused our sex in your love parade. We must have your Dublin host plucked over your head and show the world what the bird hath done to her own nest.
Oh, cuz, my pretty little cuz, that thou knew how many fathom deep I am in love, but it cannot be sounded. My love hath an unknown bottom, like the Bay of Portugal. I'll tell thee, Aliena, it cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a shadow and sigh till he comes, and I'll sleep.
My errand is to you, fair youth. My Gentle Phoebe did bid me give you this. Though I know not its contents, by the stern brow and wash-dish action that was taken in the writing bit, it bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, for I'm but a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself would startle at this letter and play the swagger off. Bear this, bear all. She says I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me were man as rare as Phoenix. Odds my will, her love is not the hare that I do hunt. Well, shepherd, well, this is a letter of your own device.
No, I protest. I know not the contents. Phoebe did write it.
Why, 'tis a boisterous and a cruel style. Will you hear the letter?
If it pleases you. For I've not heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
Art thou gone to shepherd turn, that a maiden's heart hath burned? Can a woman rail thus?
Call you this railing?
If the scorn of your bright eye have power to raise such love in mine, alack in me what strange effect would they work in mild aspect. Whilst you chid me I did love, how then might your prayers move? He that brings this love to thee little knows this love in me.
And he that brings this love in thee little knows this love in me, and by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die. Call you this chiding?
Alas, poor shepherd.
Do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Will you love such a woman? Well, I see love hath made thee tame snake. And I tell ye, say this to her, if she love me, I charge her to love thee. And if she wilt not, I will never have her, unless thou entreat for her. You be a true lover hence, and not a word.
Celia, is it not past 2 o'clock in here? Much Orlando!
I warrant you, with pure love and troubled brain, he hath taken his bow and arrow and gone forth to sleep. Look, who comes here?
Good morrow, fair ones. Pray you, do you know where in the pearliest of this forest lies a sheepcote fenced about with olive trees?
West of this place, down in the neighbor bottom, the rank of hosiers along the murmuring stream left on your right hand brings you to the place. But at this time the house doth keep itself. There's none within.
And I may profit by a tongue that I might know you by description. The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself like a ripe sister. The woman, low, and a hair browner than her brothers. Are you not the owners of the house I did inquire for?
No boast, say we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both. And to the shepherd youth, who he doth calls Rosalind, he gives us bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame, if you would know what man I was, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from you, he left a solemn promise to return again within an hour. And pacing through the forest, chewing the food of sweet and bitter fancy, lo, what befell! He cast his eyes aside and marked what object did present itself. Under an oak, whose boughs were mossed with age, and high tops bald with dry antiquity, a wretched, ragged man, o'ergrown with hair, lay sleeping on his back. Around his neck, a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself. With her head, nimble in threats, approached the opening of his mouth. But, seeing Orlando, The snake didn't link itself, and with indented glides, slipped away into a bush. Under which bush's shade, a lioness, with udders all drawn dry, lay couched, head on ground, with cat-like watch when that the man should stir. For 'tis the royal disposition of the beast to prey on nothing that seems dead. This seen, Orlando did approach the man, and found that it was his brother, his elder brother.
I have heard him speak of that same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
But for Orlando, did he leave in their food to the sucked and hungry lioness?
Twice did he turn his back, and purposed so. Kindness, nobler ever than revenge, and nature, stronger than his just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which, hurtling from miserable slumber, I awaked.
Are you his brother?
Was it you he rescued?
Was you that did so oft contrive to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you of the man I was, for my conversion so sweetly tastes being the thing that I am.
But for the bloody napkin!
By and by, from the first to last, betwixt us two, tears are recountenance bathed as to how I came into this desert place. In brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me into my brother's love, who led me instantly into his cave, there stripped himself, and here upon his arm the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled, and in bleeding he fainted, and fainting he cried upon his Rosalind. In brief, I recovered him, bound up his wounds, and after some short space, being strong at heart, he sent me hither, stranger as I am, to tell you this story that you may forgive his broken promise, and to give this napkin, dyed in his blood, and to the shepherd youth, that he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
How now, Ganymede? Oh, sweet Ganymede!
Many will swoon when they do look upon blood.
There is more in it. How now, Ganymede?
Look, he recovers.
And would I were home?
We'll take you thither. Good sir, would you take him by the arm?
Be of good cheer, you a man. You lack a man's heart.
I do confess it. But, Sarah, one would think that was good counterfeit. I pray you tell your brother how well I counterfeit.
Oh, this is no counterfeits. There is too much testimony in your complexion that it was a passion of earnest.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
Well then, have a good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
I would, but in faith, I should have been born a woman by right.
Come, you grow paler and paler. Pray you draw homewards. Sir, go with us.
How will I? I must bear word to my brother how you forgive his broken promise, Rosalind.
I will devise something, but tell your brother how well I counterfeited. Will you go?
We shall find a time, Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey.
But Audrey, there the youth here in the forest lays claim to you?
I know who it is. He hath no interest in me in the world. Aye, here come the man you mean.
Good evening, Audrey.
God, you good evening, William.
Good evening to you, sir. Good evening, gentle friend.
Nay, cover thy head, cover thy head. Prithee be covered. How old are you, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
Ripet. Thy name, William?
William, sir.
Fair name.
Born in the forest. Aye, sir, and I thank God.
Thank God.
Good answer.
Rich?
Faith, sir. So.
So is good. Very good. Very excellent good. Yet it is not. It is but so. Art thou wise?
Aye, sir, I do have a pretty wit.
Why, thou sayest well. I do now remember a saying. Fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. You do love this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me your hand. Art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have, for is a figure in rhetoric, that drink, being poured out of cup into a glass, by filling the one doth empty the other. For your writers do consent that Ipsy is he. Nay, you are not Ipsy, for I am he.
Which he, sir?
He, sir, that dost marry this woman. Therefore you, clown, abandon, which in the boorish is leave, the society, which in the vulgar is company, of this female, which in the common is woman, which together is, abandon the society of this female, or clown, thou perishest. Or to thy better understanding, diest! Or to wit, I will kill thee, make thee a wing, translate thy life into death, thy liberty into bondage. I will deal in poison with thee, or in bastinado, or in steel. I will bandy with thee in faction, will overrun thee in policy. I will kill thee 150 ways. Therefore tremble, heart.
Do, good William.
God bless you, Mary, sir.
Our master and mistress seek you. Come away. Away.
Trip order, I can.
Is it possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her? And that but seeing you should love her, and loving woo, and wooing that she should grant? Wilt thou persevere to enjoy her?
Neither call into question the giddiness of it all, nor my sudden wooing, nor her poverty, nor her sudden consenting. But say with me, I love Aliena. Say with her that she loves me. Consent with us both that we may enjoy each other. For it shall be to your benefit. For my father's house and all the revenues that was old Sir Roland's will, I stayed upon you, and here live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. Thither will I invite the Duke and all his contented followers. Go you, prepare you, Aliena. Look you, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
Oh, Orlando, how it pains me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf.
It is my arm.
I thought thy heart had been wounded with the claws of a lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how well I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
I am greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are. Nay, 'tis true, there was never anything so sudden as the fight of two brands, and Caesar's prosodical brag of I came, saw, and overcame. Your brother and my sister no longer met, but they looked. No sooner looked, but they loved. No sooner loved, but they sighed. No sooner sighed, but they asked one another the reason. No sooner asked each one another the reason, then sought a remedy. And in these degrees, climbs pair of stairs to marriage, which they will climb without being inconstant. Or they will be incontinent. They are in the very wrath of love. Clubs cannot part them.
They shall be married tomorrow. And thither will I invite the Duke and all his contented followers. But, oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes.
Why then?
By how much the more shall I be tomorrow at the height of heart heaviness by my brother having what he wishes for?
Tomorrow I cannot serve your turn as
Rosalind?
I can no longer live by thinking.
Well, I will weary you no longer with idle talk. Believe then, if you will, that I can do strange things. I have since I was 3-year-old conversed with a magician most profound in his art, yet not damnable. If you love Rosalind so near the heart as your gesture cries, tomorrow, when your brother marries Aliena, shall you marry her? I know into what straits of fortune she is driven, and it is not impossible to me, if it appear not inconvenient to you, that I set her before you tomorrow, human as she is, and without any danger.
Speakest thou in sober meanings?
By my life I do, which I do tender dearly, though I say I am a magician. Therefore, put you in your best array, bid your friends, for tomorrow, if you will be married, you shall, and to Rosalind, if you will. Look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
Youth! You have done me much ungentleness to show the letter that I writ to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study to seem despiteful and ungentle to you. You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him. Love him. He worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be made all of sighs and all made of tears. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
It is to be made all of faith and all made of service. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
It is to be made all of fantasy, all made of passion and all made of wishes. It is to be made all adoration, duty, and observance. It is to be all made of humbleness, all patience and impatience. It is to be made of all purity, all trial, all obedience. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why...
Please, no more of this. 'Tis like the howling of Irish wolves to the moon. I would help you if I could, Ken. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow, meet me together. I will marry you if ever I marry woman, and you will be married tomorrow. I will please you, I will satisfy you if ever I satisfied man, and you will be married tomorrow. I will content you if what pleases you contents you, and you will be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. Fare you well, I have left you commands.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Dost thou think, Orlando, that the boy can do all this that he hath promised?
I sometimes do believe and sometimes do not. As those that fear they hope and know they fear.
Patience once more while I compact is urged. You say, if I bring in your Rosalind, you would bestow her on Orlando here?
That would I, had I kingdoms to give with her.
You say you'll have her if I bring her.
That would I, for I have all kingdoms king.
You say you'll marry me if I be willing.
That will I, should I die the hour after.
And if you refuse me, you'll give yourself to this most faithful shepherd.
The bargain.
You say you'll have Phoebe if she be willing.
Though to have her in death were one thing.
I have promised to make these matters all even. Keep your word, O Duke, to give your daughter. You yours, Orlando, to receive his daughter. And from hence I go to make these doubts all even.
I remember in this shepherd's boy some lively touches of my daughter's.
My lord, at first methought he was a brother to your daughter, and yet the boy is forest-born, and hath been tutored in the rudiments of many desperate arts by his uncle, whom he reports to be a magician, obscured in the circle of this forest.
Salutation and greeting to you all.
Good, my lord. Bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman that I have met so often in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, let him put me to my purgation. I have trod a measure. I have flattered a lady.
Been politic with my friend.
Smooth with mine enemy.
I have undone 3 tailors. I've had 4 quarrels and like to have fought one.
God isn't you, sir. I press in here, sir, amongst the rest of the country copulatives.
To swear and to forswear, according as marriage binds and blood crisps. A poor virgin, sir, an ill-favoured thing, sir, but mine own. The poor humour of mine, sir, to take that man else will.
By my faith, he's very swift and sententious.
According to the fool's bolt, sir, and such dulcet diseases. Here come 2 of the banished duke's pages.
Well met, honest gentlemen.
By my troth, well met. Come, sit in the song.
We are for you, sit in the middle. Shall we clap into it roundly without hawking or spitting, or saying we are hoarse, which are the only prologues to a bad voice?
A faith, and both in a song, like 2 gypsies on a horse.
It was a lover and his lass with a hay and a hoe and a hay, nonny no and a hay, nonny nonny no.
That over green cornfields it passed in springtime, in springtime, in springtime, the only pretty ring time when birds did sing. Hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring.
Pick it up.
Was a lover and his lass with a hay and a hoe and a hay, nonny no and a hay, nonny nonny no. That over green cornfields it passed in springtime, in springtime, in springtime, the only pretty ring time, birds did sing, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding. Hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the springtime. In springtime, the only pretty ring time when birds can sing. Hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring.
Truly, gentlemen, though there was no great matter in the ditty, yet the note was very untunable.
You are deceived, sir. We kept time. We lost not our time.
By my troth, yes, I counted but time lost to hear such a foolish song. But by you and God mend your voices.
Together. Good Duke, receive thy daughter. Hymen from heaven brought her, yea, brought her hither, that thou mightst join her hand with his, whose heart within his bosom is.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
There be truth in sight. You are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then my love adieu?
I'll have no father if you be not he, nor have no husband if you be not he, nor ne'er wed a woman if you be not she.
Peace ho! I bar confusion. 'Tis I must make conclusion of these most strange events. Here are 8 who must take hands to join in Hymen's bands, if truth holds true contents. You and you, no cross shall part. You and you are heart and heart. You to his love must accord, or have a woman to your lord. You and you are sure together, as winter is to foul weather. Whilst a wedlock hymn we sing, feed yourselves with questioning, that reason wander may diminish, how thus we met, and these things finish.
My dear niece, how welcome thou art to me, and even daughter, welcome in no less degree.
I will not eat my word, now thou art mine. Thy faith, my fancy, to thee doth combine.
Let me have audience for a word or two. I am the second son of old Sir Roland, that bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Okay. Duke Frederick, hearing how that every day men of great worth resorted to this forest, addressed the mighty powers which were on foot, in his own conduct, purposely to take his brother here and put on him to the sword. Okay. And to the skirts of this wild wood he came, where meeting with an old religious man, after some question with him, was converted both from his enterprise and from the world. His crown bequeathing to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again that were with him exiled. This to be true, I can engage my life.
Welcome, young man. Now offers fairly to thy brother's wedding. To one his lands withheld, and to the other the land itself at large, a potent dukedom. But first, in this forest, let us do those ends that were here well begun and well begot. And after, all of this happy number, who have endured through days and nights with us, shall share in the good of our returned fortunes according to the measure of their states. Meantime, forget this new fallen dignity and fall into rustic revelry, play music, and you, brides and bridegrooms all, to the measure heaped in joy, to the measure's fall.
Sir, by your patience, if I have heard rightly, the Duke has put on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court?
He hath.
Him will I. Out of these convertites, much matter may be heard and learned. You, to your restored honor, I bequeath. Your patience and your virtue well deserve it. You, to your love, to love the true faith doth merit. You, to your land and love the great allies. You, to a well-deserved bed. And you, to wrangling, for thy living voyage is but 2 months' fiddles. So to your pleasures, I am for other than for dancing measures.
Stay, Jacques, stay.
See no pastime I. What you will have, I'll stay to know at your abandoned cave.
Proceed. Proceed. We will begin these rites as we do trust they'll end in truth.
no more unhandsome than to see the Lord, the prologue.
If it be true that good wine needs no bush, 'tis true that a good play needs no epilogue. Yet to good wine they do use good bushes, and good plays prove the better by the help of good epilogues. What a case are we in, then, that we're neither a good epilogue, nor can insinuate with you on behalf of a good play?
I am not furnished like a beggar, therefore to beg would not become me. My way is to conjure you all, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, O women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play may please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women.
For I perceive by your simpering, none of you hates them.
That between you and the women, this play may please. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you had complexions that liked me, beards that pleased me, and breasts that I defied not. And, as I am sure, many of you have good faces, good beards, and sweet breaths, well, for our kind offer, when we make curtsy,
bid us farewell.
thumbs up behind them. Period. Olivia, looks at everybody's face. So folks like Patrick who work shorter first. Yeah, everybody's face.